Welcome to Massive Beers. My name is Matt. We do the beer stuff here. A little bit of Sloop up in this piece, but not a hazy. We know Sloop because they're hazies. This is their Autumn Skies Dry Hop Lager. Yeah. Let's see what we got going on here. Autumn Skies Dry Hop Lager. This does not have a date on it. Sloop's like weird. Sometimes they date their stuff. Whenever they date them, it's like a sticker or something weird. There's no like regular dating on it, so it kind of irritates me. But you're talking about Dry Hop Lager from Wegmans. I picked it up, so chances are it's probably fresh. I frequent the Wegmans, so I haven't really seen it there before. So we'll see what's what. Dry hopped noble German hops coming in at 5.3% lager. Lager. Vertical barcode. Always a fan. So we'll see what's what. I've had a couple Sloop lagers, I think. None that I could really tell you off the top of my head the names of, but I know I've had some. So we'll see where this sucker lands. Label-wise, it's nice little autumny flowers. Kind of sitting around in a very simple can, so I can get down with it. Beer-wise, soft little haze on it. What you'd expect from kind of like a craft kind of lager kind of haze to it. Pinky finger, white as white could be head. Done and done. So it looks like a nice little light lager. Nothing, I mean, lighter shade of lager, not an actual light lager. But it just looks like it has this nice kind of like chuggability to it. Let's put it that way. So I'm curious about the nose. I get a little bit of spiciness here. Now, based off this coloration, I'm assuming it's just like a little herbal hop spice to it. Since it's dry hopped. They don't tell you. I mean, they talk about noble German hops, so that kind of makes sense. You can get like an herbal tannic thing off of that, but they don't say which of noble hops they use. But yeah, you definitely get a little bit of kind of like a spicy herbal kind of hoppiness from it. It's actually quite prominent. Kind of pumped about this now because it doesn't really come off as like, you get a lot of these dry hop lagers nowadays that come from craft breweries or even like some like classicer kind of dry hop lagers like your Pivo Pills. They tend not to use the noble hops really. I don't believe, I could be wrong there, but they don't drink like that to me. This comes off a little bit more spicy, a little bit more chutzpah to it than those. A little soft sweetness, nothing too crazy. We're just going to dive in. Cheers, y'all. Okay. This is a weird beer. This is a weird beer and I like it. Man, it's really spicy. This is like, if you gave me this beer, blind, mystery style, I think I would think it's like a rye beer. That's how spicy this thing is. And it doesn't come off, like I said, it doesn't come off as your classic kind of generic hop spiciness. It's really kind of like rye vibes to me. But it's still, so it has a little bit of pop to it. There's a little touch. I'm getting nitpicky here. There's a little diacetyl-ness, like a little touch of flabby butteriness. It's super minimal. It's definitely there though, so I gotta mention it. But with that spicy portion of show, I'm not even like really kind of peeved or hating on it at all. Just because of how it just shows this really cool. Again, the word I'm going to keep leaning heavily into is spiciness. Even with that touch of diacetyl and that flabbiness, it still has a drinkability to it, so it still comes off like a lager. A little bit of maltiness, a little bit of toasty to it. It feels a little bit heftier malt-wise because of that spice, but I attribute that almost exclusively to the hops, so it's kind of breaking my brain a little bit. I actually like this quite a bit. Even with that little bit of diacetyl in it, I think it doesn't hurt the beer by any stretch of the imagination because of the aggressive level of spiciness. And I keep using spicy. I should say spicy / herbal / tannic. That's what I mean every time I say that. But since it does leave me thinking of rye, that's why I keep leaning heavily into that kind of rye malt kind of vibe. I'm wondering if this actually has like a little touch of rye malt or something in it. I'm really curious. 5.3%. Drinks like 5.3%, nothing too hefty, but It doesn't have this like super like lightness to it. I like it. I like it. I'm not going to sit here and say it's my favorite lager of all time. It's not even Mount Rushmore status. But once we get into that, like, is one of the more interesting lagers you've had as late, that's where it kind of creeps high up down the ladder for me, because I don't remember having something quite like this. Really weird beer in a very fun way. Not what I expected at all. I'm here for it. We're done. Yeah, I don't know what else you want me to say. Lager level, crispness, like cleanliness close with that little touch of dazzle. Again, we're talking so minimal here. It's almost criminal to mention it, but it's there, so I have to. That cool, spicy hop is really the star of the show, and it complements even with that little touch. With that touch of dazzle, it's like even cooler, I think, because it adds that little buttery thing there, so it's like a spicy back and forth. And just a fun beer in general. And something about it talks about autumn skies. It very much feels, because of that spiciness, herbalness, it feels like an autumn beer. We're getting there. We're in August, middle of August. We're not even in September yet, but I'm getting those August vibes. Listen, I went to Wegmans today. What was out at Wegmans? Cinnamon brooms. Cinnamon MF and brooms. You know, if you've been to Wegmans, if you've frequented a Wegmans, I should say that, because if you've been there once, you have to go during a certain time of year. But if you go to Wegmans on a semi-reg, and you get in the late summer, early fall, you know about the cinnamon brooms. They have these brooms that are cinnamonized. I don't know if they're made out of cinnamon sticks or what they are, but they put them out at the entrances. And when you get within 20 feet, I dare say 40, 50, 100 feet of a Wegmans, you just get punched in the face with cinnamon. Like, I love it because I love cinnamon, but it's insane. It's like, oh shit. And then you realize, oh wait, we're almost in fall. That's kind of this beer. Gonna make sense because I got hit in the face with cinnamon brooms from Wegmans. Anyway, there we go. Reviewing the books. Did I cover? We didn't even cover it. Mount Rushmore. No value and availability. It was expensive. It was $16, I think, a 4-pack, and leave you with, if you like what we like this, spicy herbal hop, weird autumn cinnamon broom beers. You'll like this. Sloop, have you been to the brewery? Have you had the beers? Have you had this? I'm really curious if you have had this. So if you've had this, tell me about your experience below. Hopefully enjoyed the review. Hopefully enjoying a little bit of autumn skies right now. Hopefully see you next time. Cheers all.